Hi there, Evan here with Crypto and Markets for Saturday, May 2nd, 2019. What I wanted to cover today, I just wanted to cover the Canadian bank earnings real quick this week. Well, I'm sure as you followed me on Twitter and already seen by now, the charge-offs that I predicted 3 months ago, I'll link the video down below for you, have started to come to fruition. TD was up 22% year over year. RBC, I think, was up around 55% year over year. Home Capital is up around 70. CIBC was around double year over year. Go down the line. Now, the funniest thing about this, there was an article that came out in the Financial Post talking about the fourth quarter GDP report for Canada, where we're now at a growth rate of 0.4%. They were trying to argue that no one saw this coming. Well, if you're following my YouTube channel for about the last 2 years, guess what? We saw it coming. And guess what? We were right. So you want the truth? You come here. It's as simple as that. But let's go back over these bank earnings for a second. Notice, even in the face of all these charge-offs, all the banks went ahead and increased the dividends anyways. Now I'll go ahead and break this here as well. I've been speaking to some high-level sources that are essentially right under the chief executives of all these banks. They've been keeping it hush-hush, but I'll go ahead and say it here right now. There's already been a ton of layoffs at all the major chartered banks that no one knows about. And by the way, if you want to get the numbers, I won't get too much into it, but we're not in the hundreds. We're almost into the tens of thousands. That's how bad it's gotten for the banks now. So in the face of all of this, they still went ahead and increased their dividends anyhow. Look, it's as simple as this. You could go down the line even. Even Home Capital went in, was increasing the dividend before they had their problems in 2016, 2017. Look, I understand what you're going to tell me. A dividend is the last thing any company is going to cut because it's going to kill any confidence the investor had left. I understand that. But just do this equation in your head. You can't have increased charge-offs, declining profits, declining cash flows, and increased dividends. Over the medium to long term, no company would survive doing this. Okay? Now look at here. As I said before, I've been warning about foreclosures, bankruptcies, powers of sale. I've been warning about this for the last 9 months. And then 3 months ago, I'll link the video down below like I said before, I was warning that because of this, the lenders were going to have to go ahead, preserve capital to make up for future losses. And now the losses are finally coming. Quite honestly, myself, my sources, the followers of this channel, plain and simply, it's quite remarkable how far ahead of the game we really are. So just to go ahead and put it in closing here, this is only the beginning. It's going to get a whole lot worse. People are starting to wake up now, but not enough have yet. And even then, look at the general sentiment around housing itself. even with these declines, even with what we've already seen, homes are still way overpriced. I look at many transactions online and say, this thing's still way too high. You ask around many people, still I'd say a vast majority of the public don't even know there's been house price declines. So are we at panic yet? Not even close. To put it mildly, I'd say we're somewhere between return to normal and fear. That's where I think we are. But remember, everything's turned already. And here's the thing. With all the rate hikes the Bank of Canada has done the last 2 years, those still haven't worked their way through the system yet. That's likely not going to reach its conclusion until late 2019, early 2020. So even then, even if something drastic were to happen, it's too late. It's too late. In fact, even if they go ahead and raise the amortization to 30 years for first-time buyers, I've done the math. You maybe add 2, maybe 3% more liquidity to the market. That's it. So I digress. But anyways, I've rambled on a bit too long here. Just remember, everything I've said the last 18 months, as much as I didn't want it deep down inside to be true, is now coming to fruition. And I'll make sure I never fail you in the future. I'll go ahead and leave it there. Smash that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and most importantly, follow me on Twitter. Have a good day, everybody.